Welcome to Poland Daily News. My name is Aleksander Wierzejski. In a resolution adopted in Strasbourg on Wednesday, the European Parliament supported changing the EU treaties. In the vote, 291 members of European Parliament were in favour, 274 against, and 44 abstained. Paweł Błoch of Telewizja Republika has more. The European Parliament approved the treaty changes with 291 votes in favour. According to the weekly Gazeta Polska, 4 of the 5 MPs responsible for preparing the treaty changes belong to the Europa Union Deutschland group, which also includes Manfred Weber, Donald Tusk leader in the European People's Party. The aim of this organization is to create a European superstate, and they make no secret of it. Why is Germany dominating there? The answer is simple, because it is Germany that will benefit most from the eventual transformation of the European Union into a single state. After the vote, the authors of the amendments explained why not everyone supported their initiative. Sven Simon mentioned the nationality of the group of rapporteurs as one of the reasons. It is likely that the fact that 4 of the 5 rapporteurs are from Germany discouraged some voters. A while ago, I saw a delegation of 3 former socialist prime ministers of Poland, and they were very happy. Perhaps it was because the USSR could return. The Civic Platform MEPs voted against the amendments. They were supported by representatives of the post-communist Law and Justice MEPs. Sound the alarm. Treaty changes will mean the end of Europe of homelands. This report shows how dangerous the EU has become. It is reminiscent of the story of Dr. Frankenstein, who wanted to create a wonderful human being, but instead created a monster. Tendencies to create a European state began to grow in Germany after the formation of Olaf Scholz's government. For several months now, the Chancellor has been openly calling for the abolition of the principle of unanimity, which is one of the foundations of the European community. It shouldn't be that one country can stop everything. We shouldn't see it as a problem that everyone doesn't always agree. We have to find ways to solve the problem. We cannot allow the institutional structures to remain as they are. German plans to centralize Europe are intended as a cure for the deteriorating state of their economy. The report will now be submitted to the Council of Ministers of the European Affairs on 12 December. It will then go to the European Council, which can, by a simple majority, convene a convention to report back to the European Council. The final treaty will be submitted to the member states for ratification. According to first exit polls published after voting ends in Dutch election, the far-right Party of Freedom, led by Geert Wilders, got the most seats by a stretch. However, the numbers might still shift during the evening as we wait for results, and much will now depend on a coalition-building process. Many parties have said they would not join a coalition with Wilders. Party for Freedom, led by Geert Wilders, get 35 seats. Green Labour Alliance, led by Frans Timmermans, 26 seats. People's Party for Freedom and Democracy, led by Dylan Jezegos-Zegerius, 23 seats. Dutch voters casted their ballots on Wednesday in a nail-biting election in which opinion polls show at least 3 parties, including the far right, could hope for the top spot. A weighted poll published on the eve of the vote showed the anti-Islam firebrand Geert Wilders' Freedom Party tied for the lead with the Conservative People's Party for Freedom and Democracy of outgoing Prime Minister Mark Rutte, followed closely by joint Labour Green ticket. Efforts by Geert Wilders to soften his image could mean he makes gains in the parliamentary elections, some voters in Amsterdam said.
I
decided to vote for Geert Wilders. I think his manifesto is better than in recent years, a bit softer with everything. That suits me.
Een klein beetje zachter met alles en ja, staat me aan.
If Wilders sticks to his promises, and if everyone is indeed important in his eyes, I don't see why it would be a bad combination.
No, I like improvement, and I also think maybe see things from a female point of view, and maybe she can blow a new wind. So.
Time for a woman prime minister then?
I think so, yes. I think so.
United Nations officials briefed the Security Council of the humanitarian crisis faced by women and children in Gaza, while calling for a ceasefire to be extended beyond the original 4 days.
Women in Gaza have told us that they pray for peace, but that if peace does not come, they pray for a quick death in their sleep with their children in their arms. It should shame us all that any mother anywhere has such a prayer.
UNICEF Executive Director Catherine Russell told the UN Security Council that more than 5,300 Palestinian children had reportedly been killed since October 7, making Gaza the most dangerous place in the world to be a child.
UNICEF also welcomes a limited ceasefire agreement. We are positioned to quickly scale up the delivery of desperately needed humanitarian aid in Gaza, but of course more resources are needed to meet ever-growing needs. More than 5,300 Palestinian children have been reportedly killed in just 46 days. It's over 115 a day, every day, for weeks and weeks. Based on these figures, children account for 40% of the deaths in Gaza. This is unprecedented. In other words, today, the Gaza Strip is the most dangerous place in the world to be a child.
Every day, approximately 180 women deliver under appalling conditions, the future for their newborns uncertain. At a moment when new life is beginning, what should be a moment of joy is overshadowed by death and destruction, horror and fear. The situation is most dire for women facing obstetric complications, some 15% of pregnant women. Their lives are at risk due to severely limited access to health care and to emergency obstetric care. UNFPA is deeply worried about the more than 7,000 women who gave birth over the past 47 days.
United Nations Women Executive Director Sima Bahous told the Council women are praying for a quick death if their prayers for peace go unanswered. Israel has bombarded Gaza from the air, imposed a siege and invaded with soldiers and tanks. It agreed on Wednesday a ceasefire with Hamas for 4 days to let in aid to Gaza and exchange some hostages for Palestinians jailed in Israel. Israel's UN ambassador Gilad Erdan accused both UNICEF and UN Women of not caring about those affected during Hamas's rule on Gaza. That's it for now, but stay with us for more content and don't forget to come and watch us tomorrow, same time.